now you can say
Wow.
hello. Go ahead, say hello.
Wow.
Go ahead.
You
Now
know
you
how
say
she
hello.
just jumped right on in this? Oh, y'all, I wouldn't even get it. I wouldn't even get welcome. I was all, hello and welcome. And she's all, welcome to Women's Cave. He didn't even say it right. Welcome
Hello, Ann. There you go. Welcome to the Women's Code. Hello, Ann.
She didn't even say it right again. Hello and welcome to the Women's Cave. I am hashtag Willism in the morning. Like hashtag Willism.
I'm just trying to beat you to the punch. That was
Yo,
all. Okay,
yo.
move on.
She
We're
I
finished
don't
with
want me
this.
to happen. I don't know why.
Because you've taken it 3 times already. 3 in a row means it's my turn. I don't share well with others.
How long did you get to say welcome to the Women's Cave?
About a year.
Right. And I said it 3 times. I'm taking her spot, you guys. I'm taking it.
It equals a year in my mind. That's like 3 months at a time. You didn't use 9 months off.
Dang. Willis.
Okay, spilling the Willism so we can hurry this along.
Well, here's Winona.
That would be, oh, right. Yes. No, I want to introduce myself, but that's okay. She did it. Go ahead.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Winona, and that is Jade.
Yes, I am. And I'm Jade.
Awesome. And we remember to introduce ourselves.
So
once
high
again,
five.
Yes.
I shouldn't even give you a high five that you just all done. Okay. Anyway, whatever. I digress. Let me bring it back.
Okay, tell people what we're here for.
Okay, so the Willisms, you guys, if y'all didn't catch it on the other shows, Winona and I have been friends, sister friends. Yes, do not
I'm not doing the explanation. I'm not.
Okay, so sister friends for a very long time, and we have this thing, we call them Willisms, because Winona is known for saying things that are really hilarious and way off the wall, like how when she asks you a favor, she asks a 3-part favor. So it's
Part
one
A, B, and C.
So it's one favor, but it has 3 parts. So really, it's like
an outline. I'm organized. I have a favor 1 with A, B, and C little points, and then favor 2 with A, B, and C little points.
So literally, by the time she gets finished asking you 2 favors, literally it's 6. So that's a hashtag Willism. That's a Willism. We used to call them Willisms, and then our manager was like, "Dude, you need to make that like a hashtag because she does it all the time."
I'm gonna tell that story again. I know y'all tired of hearing it, but they ganged up on me when all the way out to California and asked this woman. Our manager was like, "Yo, make it a Willism," and I'm like, "Why didn't you invite me? I wanted to say something. It was about me." Moving on. Our guest looks bored over there.
She really
She's like, "Oh God," and they just keep on.
Okay,
and
so
on.
let me just hear and introduce ourselves. Wait, I already introduced what we do. I'm sorry. So we are the co-authors, co-founders, just everything, right? Co-awesomeness, whatever.
Yeah, that should be a Willism. Move on.
Of the And I Thought series and the host of the Women's Cave. So that's exciting. So we write books, And I Thought series, And I Thought Divorce Was Bad with other life lessons, And I Thought Being Grown Up Was Easy, And I Thought I Did My Journey Alone, And I Thought I Could Juggle It All, And I Thought I Had It All Figured Out. You know, that's when life comes and be like, no, you didn't.
Well, you know, we would normally have the lovely display with the flowers in the background, but we are once again on the road and traveling.
So you know.
And if you want to know what exactly happened and why we're traveling, you know, you can always check out Just Right in Life, the docuseries TV show of what it takes for us to be us, as well as all the other authors. Authors and friends, right, yes. Actually, we just picked up a new author who's going to Paris, so we're going to get an entire section of just Paris for like
And she's doing her research. So
yes.
That's exciting. Okay, but you guys aren't here to hear us. You are here to hear our wonderful guests. So wonderful guests.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Hi, ladies, or denizens of the Women's Cave, I guess I should say. My name is Izolda Trachtenberg, and I'm a writer also. I'm an author. I've written 4 books, and I do audiobooks, which is sort of an offshoot of something else I do. I teach people how to speak and present out loud and sing and build teams through singing and through writing and through professional and public speaking.
You know, everyone that comes on the show and says we teach, and then they say the word sing. I'm so sorry. Would you mind singing?
Would I mind singing?
Yes.
You'd like me to sing? Okay.
Yes.
Sure. I'll give you an old standard. Do you want me to play guitar too or just sing?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, yes.
Go for it.
We
are not notified.
Guitar too. Here we go. Hopefully it's in tune. I haven't touched it for a few days.
We can't tell, so don't worry about it.
All right, so this is an old jazz standard. the time and the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the garden is high. Oh, your daddy's rich and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry.
When are you recording that?
We love it.
Goodness.
That was a good song. Okay, so we're here on tour. So one of our people came in to say, "What? She's amazing!"
That's wonderful. Well, thank you.
And say she's amazing and be like, "Come on."
No, it's summertime. It was awesome. He was like, "Man, she's amazing." So it was awesome.
All right, he's gone now.
Yeah, he's like photobombing. That's all right. He's like reverse photobombing or whatever. So how did you get into singing?
Well, I started singing since before I can remember. My mom's a professional vocalist, and she used to sing, lullabies and things. And apparently I sang harmonies to her before I could even speak, and started performing when I was a teenager and have been performing on and off ever since, mostly on the college circuit, actually. I travel to schools and I do songs and stories from around the world. So, for example, I do jazz music and sort of go through the history of jazz, or I do world music, I do an Eastern European show, and I do an international holiday show. So I do all sorts of different things. My next gig that's coming up, and my dog's about to come in and say hello. I don't know if you can see him. He's the world's prettiest Siberian Husky. My next show coming up is June 24th at the Wayside Inn in Middletown, Virginia. And that's going to be a special show because we're doing a video shoot, because we're going to be starting to work cruise lines and they want to see a little video of what we sound like. And it's going to be our swing, jazz, and golden age of Broadway show.
So yeah, she's totally going to be on Just Writing Life. She wasn't even asked before, but now she knows.
All right, I'm there.
That was awesome. Thank you for
Let me put this away for a second.
Okay, go for it.
My office is very it's very small. It's about 5 feet by 7 feet. So remember how I said I do audiobooks? See that stuff, that gray stuff next to the guitar? That's my recording studio. It's actually very modular. I put it all out, I record, I put it all back, and it sits behind my door. My guitars, my violin, everything hangs up on the wall so I can...
Violin too?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I want to be you now.
Oh my God. Well, I get lessons.
I'm especially jealous because you could actually sing that song. I tried and it comes out super soprano and cutesy. So no.
I understand. And I used to be a super soprano and cutesy, and then as you get older, your voice lowers naturally. So you're going to find that as you get older, you're going to get more of that, Sarah Vaughan feel, and that's going to be.
I don't want that. I want to sound super soprano and cutesy. I remember I was with my voice coach, and I was like, I want to sing this song, but I want to sing it all like husky and Etta James like. She's like, okay, so we're going to work on your chest voice, and we did it for an entire year of trying to sing the song, and when it came out, it just naturally came out really high, and when you sang it, I was like, I'm so jealous.
Well. We all have, we all bring a different voice to the party, and that's.
It came out Lena Horne, not Etta James, and I wasn't.
I would rather sound like to Etta James than Lena Horne too. Believe me, I mean Etta James. Wow.
Right.
Oh, I know, and nothing against Lena Horne. I love Lena Horne, but she had a very sweet sounding voice, and I like Etta James. She's got a little bit more edge to her voice. You know?
Feel her, man. There was a song that she sang. It was the one that was done in 1914. And I can't remember what it is. But anyway, it's like, it's really jazzy. And it was talking about how her man is taken by this woman who lives in St. Louis with St. Louis Blues, who's with the fake hair. And when she sings it, I was like, girl, your man is gone. And like Lena sings it, and I was like, go get a new one. Stop complaining.
You just didn't do it.
And now we're going to get hate down like everywhere. Everyone's going to be like, Lena Horne, she was a legend. She's a legend, y'all. Nothing taken away from Lena.
No. Absolutely not. Again, we all bring a different voice to the party. So.
All right, let's talk about books. I'm so sorry.
No worries.
your 4 books, I mean, how did you transition from singing to writing to then audiobooks? I know, I did a Willism. I did a 3-part question.
You see how easy it is? You just get caught up in the moment.
I'm going to totally adopt Willism. I do that to my husband all the time. Honey, can you do this? And by the way, that, and then are also this on the way. And he's like, just one at a time, please. And it never works that way.
We'll send you a t-shirt.
Hashtag Willism.
3-part favorites.
Absolutely. So to your question, couple of different things. First of all, as I said, singing since before I could remember. Writing came a lot later. And the first book I actually wrote was a nonfiction book. It's all about the ancient alchemical elements, earth, air, fire, and water, and how we can use them to sort of fortify and fulfill our lives. And that one came out 2008, I think. And it was very personal to me because I do you know what tarot cards are?
Yes.
Okay, so I do tarot card readings, and I used to work at the Renaissance Festival. I've read for over 12,000 people, and I started noticing these trends of people's perceptions and behaviors. And so I went, okay, let me write this book because it's begging to be written. So that one came out. And then music kept being a part of my life and always will be, obviously. So what I did with my fiction work is I wrote about music. So my fiction books are about a musical fairy godmother whose job it's actually her job, to help the world's musicians succeed. And so music plays a major role in the books. So I'm able to sort of take my love of singing and violin and guitar and jazz and folk music and all of that and bring it into the world of fiction.
Oh my goodness. That's got to be awesome to intertwine your 3. I love how you did the analysis for the other book, and then after seeing a pattern, you just broke it down and broke it into people and elements. That's a great, first of all, that should be a flipping thesis at this point, you know, an analysis with a comparison of attitudes to actual elements of the earth. Right. Thesis level research right there. Well done, ma'am. Well done.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you.
Also, so you have the violin, the guitar, the singing, the cruise ships. Are we ever going to have time to hear an audiobook from you again?
That's a really good question. Right now, the one thing that I'm trying to do is find enough time to record my own books in audiobooks. I've done and do audiobook recordings for other people, and I do a lot of narrations, so I'm not just recording audiobook narration. For example, I just recently did something for the USAID for their website. So anytime people have videos that they need voiceover, you know, click here in order to see more, that kind of stuff. And so I do that, and I just am finding that I'm not having enough time to do my own books. And I've got projects in the pipeline, and other things are taking precedence. So right now, audiobooks are kind of on the back seat for a little while.
Oh,
I know, I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
That makes me sad on the
Especially
inside.
after, I saw your list of credits, and I was like, I can't wait till she comes out with something else.
Oh, you're sweet. Thank you. Well, the thing is, one of the things that I've really found that I'm enjoying, and when I met you ladies, I was doing that audiobook workshop. The reason I was doing it is because I'm finding that I enjoy teaching and empowering other people how to create their own. So ideally, I will be out of a job, you know? I want anyone who wants to be creating their own audiobooks to have the knowledge and sort of the vocal knowledge, how you use your body and your voice, and also how to do the actual equipment. How do you use the equipment? What kind of equipment do you need in order to create the audiobook of your dreams? And if you do that, then you have it all together, and you don't necessarily have to go to an outside source. So that if you write your own stuff and you want to record your own stuff, quite frankly, that's the best, because no one knows the world that you've written better than you. So if you know how to do it and you have the vocal sort of technique down on how to do it, you're going to create the best audiobook that you possibly could if you record it yourself. Ideally, in my mind, that's the best way to do it.
I agree. Of course, I'm being narcissistic, so it's coming back to me. You see how everything had looped back? You saying I talked about voice coaching, and I talked about my preference of music. So you talk about audiobooks, and so I'm going to talk about my difficulties.
Nice.
Right. I'm so sorry. I am the narcissist of the show. But anyway. No, I think it's I find that's true, because I recently just picked up a pet project because I like the author. So I was like, I'll do your, not your audiobook, but something that you would give out to your people on your mailing list to get them more interested in buying your book in the first place. And so she was like, oh, this is going to be great. And so I was like, I'll do it for free because I like you. So I did it the first 3 chapters, and then she comes back with these notes, and I was like, how could you see the scene so differently? I mean, so majorly differently. And then I was like, right, because when writers write it, they have something in their head. And then when someone goes to voice act it, they have something that, like, you think you're like interpreting the words in the story and the characters correctly because it's in the story. So you just roll and flow with it. And then it's like, that's not how someone else saw it completely. I was in utter shock. I know it's happened a few times before, but this scene, I was like, I went back 4 times and like, no, I need to nail it because I love it. And when I sent it in, I was like, really? That's how you saw it? The complete opposite spectrum. Oh, okay. But yeah, so, I mean, authors should definitely learn that and go out and read their own stuff because they know. And no matter whose voice you are and how many notes you do and how many phone calls you have about how you think it should sound, you're going to nail it. You know where you want all the emphasis.
You do. And the tough part, I think, comes when what you're trying to convey is not what other people are hearing. You know what I mean? So then you, as the author or as the narrator, you get really frustrated. Oh, wait, this is what I wanted to convey, and nobody else is getting it. So one of the things that you end up doing a lot as the person who records the audiobook, if you're not the author, you have to go back to the author. If you are the author, you're going to have, just like writers have beta readers, you need to have beta listeners if you're an audiobook narrator and you're recording your own work, because you might think that you're conveying something and someone else will go, I didn't get that at all. And that becomes that part of that editing and revision process that can take a really long time. The first audiobook I ever recorded, and it was a long time ago, it actually ended up not even being on Amazon. The author decided to scrap the whole thing and go somewhere else with it. Not another audio narrator just decided not to do audio because she found out that she actually didn't like what the words said. So you know how in writing they always tell you you should always read your work out loud because then you know whether or not it flows? Well, when she heard what I was reading, she went, I just realized I hate my own book. And she scrapped the entire project because all of a sudden when it had voice, it no longer worked for her because what she thought she had been writing was not what came back to her as soon as she heard it out loud.
Exactly. Oh, that brings the second reason why authors should definitely do their own work, just so they know how much work is included in recording. Right. So that will hopefully never happen when they scrap the whole thing because you worked really hard on that, I'm sure.
Oh, but the thing is, the important thing there is that the client's got to be satisfied. If the client isn't satisfied for whatever reason, for me, I'm trying to do the best I possibly can. And sometimes the best you can do is go, this isn't working. Not that it was my voice that wasn't working, but for her, it was her words that weren't working. And she didn't realize it until she heard it out loud. And, her lesson out of this was always read your work out loud, always. And you'll get much better at figuring out what it is that you're trying to say and whether or not your characters and your actions and your scenes are true to what your vision is.
Exactly. Jade, I've taken over as the narcissist. I apologize. As always, though. So I owe you at least 2 more women's cave introductions.
Oh my goodness. No, I was sitting and I was listening to you and how you were talking about it, and it just made me think of a really funny story when you talk about the USDA. There was this lady, I heard it on the radio though, and she does, for you guys that live in the DMV, the DC metro area, you take metro, you hear the doors are closing, right? Someone had to say that. And this lady now lives in Delaware or something. And she's like, people come to me like, do I know you? Because I swear I know you. And she's like, where are you from? And they're like, oh, I'm from DC. She's like, wait, doors are closing. They're like, oh my goodness, you're the metro lady. And so maybe you're going to be that person. Oh my goodness, you're the USDA lady. I know you. Click here. I know you.
Click here. Yeah. Who friended me on Twitter is the woman who voiced Siri for the iPhone. Oh. And I'm like, my goodness, lady, you never have to work another day in your life. She's the person whose voice is used on every iPhone.
That is so cool.
Amazing.
That's gotta be like the best voiceover job ever. I used to think Chris, there's this other lady, the one who did it for that TV show Gossip Girl. I used to think she had the best job ever because she never had to show up. She would just read about what happened. Kristen Bell, in fact, that's who did it. And I was like, best job ever. And well, the lady who does Siri, best job ever. Definitely. Okay. Do we have any more questions? Girl, I've like run out of questions that I'm never.
No, I want to talk about cruise ship. What?
Oh, right.
Be touring on a cruise ship? I had, I had to like hold that. I was waiting that for the longest time.
Well, we don't have the job yet. One of the things that we're trying to do, I work with an amazing, outstanding, incredible pianist in a band called Open Fifth, openfifth.net, if you'd like to find it. And I should give you my speaker and teacher website is Izolda, IZOLDAT.com. Anyway, Valerie, my pianist, and I, she's amazing. She's incredible. She's an amazing musician and an all-around incredible woman. She and I were talking, and we were sort of pie in the skying it. What if you could do anything, what would you want to do? And she's like, I want to make music and I want to travel. And I went, bingo. And so we thought about it and we're like, do we want to go on tour and sit in a car a lot, or do we want to do something better? And so we decided that the thing that we really would love to do is be able to go on cruise ships. And on cruise lines, they have these little performers areas, not necessarily the headliner, we're only two people, but
lounges.
Yeah, so around different at the lounges and stuff. And so what we want to do is apply to work at cruise ships, somewhere in the Caribbean, maybe in the Mediterranean, somewhere like that. And one of the things that they require is a video demo. And we have a video demo, but the music we want to take is our golden age of Broadway jazz and swing. And that's sort of looking at, like I sang Summertime, things like that, things like, Etta James stuff, even Lena Horne. We love Lena Horne. And the Broadway show tunes of the 30s, 40s, and 50s, all of that stuff. We both love the music. And so we thought, this is the thing we want to do. And our next gig is going to be a highlight of that stuff, of that music. And it's going to be out in Middletown, Virginia. And we're going to videotape it, get our videotape done, and apply to the cruise lines.
Sounds amazing.
Sounds amazing.
You should, never mind. We'll talk about that after.
So I'm telling you, if you get this, I'm totally having you back on the show. We gotta talk about it.
Yeah, we have to do a celebration show where all we just talk about is the preparations and the wonderfulness.
We like to celebrate.
And how many episodes will be on, Just Right in Life. Once again, circle it right on back.
I love it.
I'm sorry. I need to stop doing that.
Okay, so
I do have one question before we go. Mm-hmm. Do you do voice classes?
I do. I teach voice privately. And I also, for example, I'm an adjunct faculty member at Howard Community College, and I teach workshops. They're called Let's Get You Singing, and another one called Let's Get You Writing. And the next Let's Get You Singing workshop is, I think it's May 8th and the 15th. It's two 2-hour workshops through Howard Community College, and it's open to the public. And so I teach through there, and I teach other places. I teach workshops at events and gatherings as well. So all over the place, both privately and with groups, and also with my work in harmony workshops, I go to corporations and organizations and teach them how to coalesce their teams and how to get their employees sort of more confident in voicing their ideas and in sort of celebrating their successes and each other's successes through song.
Oh, that is so awesome.
That's cool.
Oh my goodness. It is so cool. It's like I was going to name this, audiobook voice, comes to life or something like that. I'm now going to name this Bonafide Music Celebrity.
Oh my goodness. I love it.
I know, right? Yeah, that is now the name of this. Bonafide Music Celebrity. Slash audio. But I mean, who really cares at that point? You're a music celeb.
I love it. Well, I'm certainly always happy to answer any questions about audiobook recording and how to do it. People can always find me at izoldat.com and ask questions. My door's always open.
Okay,
you've officially just wrapped yourself up, right?
Right, because I was literally, that was the next question. But you were saying another website that people can find you and your band. What was that website?
It's called Open Fifth, .net.
Okay.
All right. Well, you guys, it has been a pleasure to have our wonderful guest, Ms. Izolda, on today. And let's see, what else do we need to talk about, Winona?
Oh, wait. Well, since we already told you about the books, we should probably tell you they're available on Amazon.com, BarnesandNobles.com, and WeThought.com, which allows us to write on our doctor script, because I'm not a chicken, therefore I don't do chicken scratch. So, and we put your name and a nice little message to you in it in the books, and voila, and send it off to you. It feels all personal and stuff when it arrives. So I'm told.
If you guys are in the DMV,
oh, right,
at the end of this month, so that will be April 30th. We will be at the Sisters on Lit's
Book Festival in Silver Spring.
We will be there in Silver Spring, downtown Silver Spring. Stop on by. We'll be there. Gorgeous.
Sign a book. Grab something more about us. Listen to us speak at 1 p.m.
Or just grab a shirt that has a Willism on it, which is exciting.
Don't do that. I don't like Willisms. Just in case you hadn't noticed, every time she says it, and my head goes down, and actually see no. Well, but I also want to add new things for us. Okay. Number one, I'd like to tell you guys we do have ScarletOurBlack.com, which is a program where we assist people of domestic abuse and trauma. Yes, I want that to be out there in the world, that we try to do good things. And then number two, please, when you're on YouTube, right about here, click, and that says subscribe. That would be wonderful.
Give us a thumbs up too.
Thumbs up would be great.
We love thumbs ups. Thank you for that. All of that, yeah, we're finished. So all of that, and as we've learned from our guests today, there is so much stuff that we can learn out here in the world. So just remember, you guys, that wisdom is all around you if
you're open to finding it and accepting it. Hey, counter restart. Number one, I got it right.
Fist woman. Bye, you guys.
Peace and love, you guys, from Winona
and Jade.
Bye.
Bye.